Pope Francis rode through the square on an open truck, greeting pilgrims from around the world who pressed forward to greet him. He stopped to kiss babies, and when he saw a disabled man in the crowd, he stepped down to give him a personal blessing. The ride through the square opened the festivities on a glorious spring morning. The new pope and the cardinals briefly went into St. Peter's Basilica, where he prayed at the tomb of the church's founder. Young priests carried the symbols of his office. Back outside, he was solemnly presented with the papal pallium and ring. He then led the gathering in prayer as the Mass began. In his homily, Pope Francis addressed all those who have positions of responsibility in economic, political, and social life.
Siamo custodi della creazione.
He urged them to protect nature and all people, particularly the poorest. And he said leadership and power are really about service, and that even the Pope should be lowly, concrete, and faithful. Some analysts may interpret his remarks as serving notice on members of the Church's hierarchy who have been accused of power grabs and misconduct, including the shielding of priests accused of sexual abuse. Many in the Church and outside are watching to see what the new Pope does about the scandals. Among them is Professor Robert Gall, an American who teaches ethics at Rome's Pontifical University of the Holy Cross.
The key thing, which is his personal stamp, which he specified already back in Buenos Aires as the Archbishop there in Argentina, was to never look away when there is a problem in the diocese, that the bishop is responsible for looking after especially the most vulnerable.
The surprise choice of the former Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio of Argentina left many experts wondering how the new pope will handle his job. But those who know him claim to have a pretty good idea, including Argentine priest Eduardo Mangiarotti, who got to know the pope back home.
He's a person of action, and we're going to see not only a person who makes gestures in front of a camera, we're going to see a person of action here in the Vatican, so I think we can expect a lot of movement in that sense here in Rome.
But Tuesday was a day of prayer and ceremony, with leaders of the Catholic denominations from around the world paying homage, leaders of other religions paying their respects, and top world officials looking on. Still, Pope Francis has seemed to relish more the chances he's had to interact with ordinary people, an approach that is already a hallmark of his papacy. Pessin, VOA News, Vatican City.